At 5 seconds, I will give myself 15 seconds to read the quotations. Amy Schumer is most notably known as being a female comedian, specifically one that everybody targets for being a female comedian. You know that little old rumor that every female comedian isn't funny? Well, she's the primary reason that is caused. First and foremost, she has accusations on herself for sexual harassment, and even whenever she was co-hosting the Oscars last year, people were claiming that she stole jokes online and was being disrespectful of some of the audience members. Amy Schumer tries to bring herself up to the front as being someone who is understanding and loves all, but she ultimately makes an aggressive stance for herself, presenting herself in a way that makes the stereotype what it is. And we can find through the quotation from Amy Schumer, "You will not determine my story, I will," to actually be incorrect. For just as she's trying to determine her own story, we are finding a story to fit for her. For what she's trying to present herself is not accurate. We can examine today that other people can create stories for one another, finding that it's the stories being stolen or speaking of, as well as finding a way to take back what was stolen from you. In some instances, stories can be shared or, in this case, taken or stolen. Amy Schumer is one where she's presented herself out there and we crafted a sort of image for her that fits it better. We can find this through actress Quinta Brunson as well as actress Ellen DeGeneres. Quinta Brunson, most notably known for her series Abbott Elementary, ended up winning a Golden Globe Award for the show last year, along with an actress award and an award for someone else in the show. This show has taken streaming services by whole as well on ABC. Everyone is looking forward to its return when it comes back since the strike is now over. However, whenever she received said award at the Golden Globes, Jimmy Kimmel was on the ground in a bit that honestly wasn't that funny. However, she went online stating that, honestly, I didn't see a big deal about it because they were friends and she didn't really think much of it. However, there are still people online that were trying to claim that he was taking something from her and that he was being the aggressor in this situation. She already discussed that she didn't care, and even if some people were not amused, and by some people, pretty much everyone, it's one of those situations where you have to simply let it go. It is not your situation, and you should not be giving your input on this where the other person claimed that it was not a big deal. For even though this story was stolen, they're in the form of Ellen DeGeneres, crafted in the way that Amy Schumer's was. Ellen DeGeneres was the center of hope. With her show Ellen, she crafted and paved the way for LGBTQ plus folk. However, in recent years, it came forward that she was actually having an unstable environment on her talk show. People were coming forward claiming that there were harassments and that she was not creating a good environment. She went back and claimed that she was sorry and that she didn't know what was going on, but she should have known what was going on from the start as the head person of her show. We ultimately ended up crafting a new story to fit Ellen in the same way as Amy Schumer, where she was trying to fit an image for herself and make her own story that ultimately was not true. Through stories being stolen, such as Quinta Brunson, as well as stories being crafted from others and an accurate perception, we can find that other people do craft one another's stories. Just as there are those whose stories were crafted, there are those who have taken back. With stories being stolen from some people in the eyes of Quinta Brunson, we can find that others have taken back and hold reins on what they call their own. We can find this through Sacheen Littleflower the activist, as well as actor and producer Taika Waititi. Sacheen Littleflower is an activist in Native American rights. Whenever she was receiving the award for Marlon Brando's performance in The Godfather, she claimed that she barely had a minute to speak, and if she did not stop talking, they would arrest her. If she did not hold the award, she would be arrested. People were booing her off the stage, and it is rumored that even actors were trying to go on stage to assault her. She was blacklisted for years. However, she ultimately paved the way for Native American rights within the system, and even has a coalition between the Academy and Native Americans. She paved the way, and people have been praising her for generations for her movement. From going on, we can find that Sacheen has helped others in ways that we can only imagine. And had an uptick in fame and her recent passing this past year, with everybody finally looking up to the person that she truly is. Finally, actor Taika Waititi, when directing the film Jojo Rabbit, was a bit controversial at times. This movie is about a little boy whose imaginary friend is Hitler in World War II times. At the forefront, this sounds like an insane film. However, when examining it more closely, we find a story about love, friendship, and perseverance overall, with him finally getting rid of Hitler in the end and finding a sister, the Jewish girl his mother was hiding in his home. Taika, who is a native islander from New Zealand, claimed that he knew that Hitler was rolling around in his grave and he knew that a Jewish native person was playing him in a film. He found that he was reclaiming the story that had been lost from Hitler's genocide, and he paved the way to ultimately have his film win an Oscar. Through Taika Waititi and Sacheen Littleflower, these people have paved the way for others and shown that they can take their stories back. They can recraft what has already been mended. Today, we have found that through not only stories being stolen and taken back, that the quotation, "You will not determine my story, I will," by Amy Schumer is in fact incorrect. And Amy needs to work a little bit on maybe closing her mouth a little bit more.